meeting is called Public Engagement Session Number 1. We were asked to come with ideas and options. My comments from the previous committee meeting must have been ignored because here I am again with zero facts, lackluster data from the Warren County School District. How is the public expected to attend this engagement session with ideas when the school districts are telling the taxpayer that there are no plans on the table? I guess the 9 board members and 20 administrative staff that completed surveys must have been better informed than the taxpayers, because with no plans on the table, they were all able to come up with ideas of closing schools. I'd like the central office staff to start earning their paycheck by conducting their own studies, instead of wasting taxpayers' money by hiring consultants that provide convoluted data. If you're going to say this to provide better education to our students, you should probably involve the students and the teachers that provide instruction. My ideas for reconfiguration are as follows. Close and sell the most underutilized building, which is central office, and move the staff to the schools. Sell Pleasant Township School and Sugar Oak School, move the contents from those buildings into what the school district calls underutilized schools. Close the Anderson building, move the servers into one of the so-called underutilized schools. Close Beatty and move the students to Warren High School. 5, shut down Warren County Virtual Academy, since there are already well-established on-learning options available to Warren County students. This will free up teachers for brick-and-mortar schools. To close, I'd like to remind the school district and school board of their own policy, Section 1000, Foundations and Basic Commitments. Title, School District Objectives, Code 1310, under subsection G. It states that the board believes that a completely balanced and adequate program includes practices which make the school and community inseparable. They work together on common problems and mutually enrich living and learning in school and community. School district and board are not living up to their own policy. Also, I'd like to add, it was commented earlier that our enrollment keeps going down, but it appears that our budget keeps going up.
I'm here tonight to talk about my experience at Warren Elementary and Youngsville Elementary Middle School. First, I'll talk about my terrible experience at Warren. I got things thrown at me almost every day, from an eraser to a pencil and so on. Next, I'm going to address how overcrowded it was at the school and there was barely anywhere to sit at lunch. The next thing that bothered me was that you barely got any one-on-one time with teachers, and I find that very aggravating. So then I told my parents everything, and I only went there for a half year, then I went to St. Joe's. Then after 2.5 years at St. Joe's, we moved to Youngsville. I started Youngsville in the 3rd grade. I made lots of friends on the first day. On the other hand, at Warren, it took me a long time to find friends. There are many things about Youngsville that are better than Warren, but I'll only list a few. First, the school is way smaller, and after a couple of months, I knew most of the school, unlike Warren, where I had no idea where anything was. Next, I got way more one-on-one time with teachers, and I knew everyone in my class. For my last paragraph, I'll be sharing the many things that make Youngsville Youngsville. First, I can walk to school or ride the bus. Walking usually takes about 7 to 10 minutes, while when I ride the bus, it takes about 5 to 10, depending on the weather. But either way, those are 2 great choices. Next, I can walk almost anywhere I want because it's just such a small town and almost everyone is good. And lastly, there's no reason to close Youngsville or Sheffield schools. That's all I have to say.
My wife and I both graduated from Youngsville High School as of 2000. I served 8.5 years in the United States Army. I lived in several neighborhoods, communities, had many options to stay somewhere else. I came back home to Youngsville to give my daughter the same life that I did, to go to the same school. We moved to Youngsville so she could walk to school. It's a close school. I cannot imagine busing my daughter over an hour to another school. Looking at your numbers over the next 3 years based on your secondary school enrollment, there are only 2 schools in this district that are going to lose numbers. Warren is projected to lose 23 students over the next 3 years. Eisenhower is projected to lose 4 students. Sheffield will remain the same with 134 students. And Youngsville is projected to gain 17 students. I'm glad you mentioned hiring. That is the issue I was going to bring up. It sounds as though you need to hire a teacher. I don't know what the answer is. That's a problem nationwide. But closing schools is not the answer. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Annie Cook. I'm a resident of Sheffield. I'm a retired high school mathematics teacher. of the Warren County School District. I taught both Eisenhower High School and Sheffield High School. When I was in 8th grade, I attended Bradford Area High School. There were 13 8th grade classes that year. I was completely lost in that huge school. I felt like I was nobody with no identity. No one talked to me, no one reached out to me, or even acknowledged my presence there. No one made me feel special in any way. I had been put into accelerated classes with no idea what I was doing there. Anyway, we moved to Sheffield, Pennsylvania, the summer before I started my 9th grade at Sheffield Area High School. I find myself in a school where every student was important. I started to thrive there, and I soon started to join clubs, and I started attending sporting events in my town, which was a whole new experience for me. For the first time, I witnessed school pride by both the sports teams and the community who supports them. They made me start to feel school pride as well, and eventually, I began to feel some personal pride in myself as a student at Sheffield Area High School. I had an opportunity to get to know my classmates and to become close friends with them. My teachers took time to encourage me, and that was new to me as well, and also a source of pride. I attended Edinburgh University because most of my friends had been motivated by our school to continue their education and work toward what became a very promising career for most of us. Since no one from either side of my family had ever attended college, my inspiration definitely did not come from my family. I did start a new family tradition, however, and my brother got a master's degree in engineering at Penn State University, and all 3 of my children have college degrees. They all attended Sheffield Area High School, and they are all well equipped for success. I have personally experienced and witnessed that in a small school, most all students are noticed, and they do not fall through the cracks. They get the help they need, they get recognition, and they get the encouragement they need to be successful. They are also loved and supported by having close ties to their schools, their classmates, and their communities. Thank you.
My name is Peyton Daly, and I am currently a junior at Sheffield High School. I came here today to state my concerns for the master facility plan and how it is going to affect the students that attend Sheffield High School. For starters, most of Sheffield's high school students have been in the same class since kindergarten, and some, like myself, have been in the same class since Head Start. We have been used to small class sizes and one-on-one learning since we were as young as the age of 3. Taking someone who has been in a school with a graduating class of 30 and moving them to a school with a graduating class of 162 is unethical at best. I personally am on track to become valedictorian, which could help me gain lots of scholarships, and I am currently the vice president of my class. Being sent to a larger school would not just take those opportunities away from me, but it would also take similar opportunities away from countless other students. Transportation will also bring about several issues, including lack of sleep, time on buses, driving time for teens, and the cost of gas for students and the district. There will be a considerable difference in the cost of transporting students from less than 5 miles each day to traveling over 11. At the meeting I attended on February 27, 2023, many positives and negatives were discussed in regards to different reconfiguration options. Majority of the negatives presented highlight the effect that will be made on the parents and community, but there wasn't any representation for how students will be negatively affected. I feel that if this is seriously being considered, you need to formally interview us students, and our responses need to be taken seriously. Moving to a larger school will negatively impact students socially, mentally, academically, financially, and physically.